Give it a sec. No.
What's up, listeners? This is Richard Bailey over at thecoalition.com, and I wanted to welcome you all to the Co-op Podcast, episode number 83. We have a full cast today, so let's start with my man, Gary Swaby. How you doing today, Gary?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just splendid. Thank you very much. So, next to Gary, we have another one of our favorites, our usual guest, Mr. Charles Singletary. How's it going, Charles?
Sorry about that. My tablet is acting up, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to get the invite back. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Okay, we have another one of our returning guests, Mr. Michael A. How's it going, Mike?
It was good, people. Good to be back. Got a lot of interesting topics to talk about. Yeah, I'm just really excited to get into it.
Cool. And last but certainly not least, our special guest for this week, Mr. Tony Polanco over at Dual Shockers. How's it going, Tony?
It's going good, man. Thanks for having me back on. What's going on, people? I'm ready to get into this. We got a lot of good shit for you tonight.
Yes, we do. Glad to have you aboard.
Thanks, man.
So let's start by asking what everybody has been playing. I'm gonna just go ahead real fast and say I've been playing Destiny. We're going to get into that. So, who wants to go next?
Dude, who hasn't been playing Destiny? That's what I want to know. That's what I've been playing all week, too.
I'm pretty sure that's what we all been playing. I mean, that's all I've been playing. I haven't played anything else but Destiny, so.
Yeah, I've just been playing Destiny. I got my new PC in today, or yesterday, so I'm setting that up, and I'll be playing a lot more stuff. But Destiny is definitely all my time.
I haven't. I mean, I've played a little bit of Destiny, but not too much, honestly. I've been mainly playing 3DS. I'm really getting into Shin Megami Tensei 4. That game is shockingly difficult. I don't know how my friends were saying, "Oh, it's not that hard of a game." Like, this game is very unforgiving. You gotta
I want
focus
to know
on
who your
that.
friends
Yeah,
are, because everyone has told me that.
that game you gotta really grind because you're right. It's fucking brutal. It's a great
Yeah,
game, but you gotta really grind like crazy just to get up to a certain level so you can actually beat these guys. Because it's
yeah,
unrelenting, man.
it's unrelenting. I'm like, Jesus. So, I mean, I respect games like that. I think we need more
Yeah.
games like that. Honestly, games got way too easy and way too mindless. So, but yeah, obviously, like everyone else, I played a little bit of the Destiny beta. One of my friends got access to the crew beta too, and I've been watching him play that. I haven't gotten to play it yet. Probably gonna play it this weekend. And I must say, that game looks impressive. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it
Hmm.
just visually it looks nice. Like, it looks great in motion. You know what I mean, not just the graphics, but like an actual gameplay. The actual gameplay visuals are definitely up to par, and the game modes that are promised to be in a full version of the game is looking like it might have to be added to my list. Like, I might have to go ahead and get that when I get Forza Horizon 2. I might have to just get both.
The
So
Crew is Ubisoft's racing game, right?
yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
played that at PAX. I only played like one mode. I mean, it was like you said, it was nice looking, but I wasn't very impressed by it. Like, what did you see from it that's like,
I
yo, this
think
is
it was. I think
tech?
for me, what it was is because honestly, I was pretty much like everyone else. Like, when I saw, because at E3 when they showed the trailer, it looked like a really, really bad YouTube music video. I had no idea what it
Yeah,
was. I was sitting there like, well, where's the gameplay? And then they kept focusing on the whole trans nation game mode where you travel across America. But in the beta, it's like I don't even know that you can do that in the beta. I don't think you can. So it's just it's like typical circuit racing and whatnot. Some people found a way to set up drag races and stuff, which on the spot drag races, which were pretty cool with
that's
random
cool.
people online. So I don't know. I don't. There's not a lot of people in it yet. It's a private beta. I think they're gonna do a public one soon, or they're gonna open it up. So I don't know. I'm gonna actually get hands on this weekend, so I'm probably sure to let people know what I think. But like the person that I was watching play it, my friend, he was enjoying it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I definitely like to hear what you say about it, because it really, like I said before, it does not look appealing outside of the whole going across the nation thing.
Yeah, and it's
who
not the
knows?
full country, by the way. It's like a truncated America. It's not like the
Yeah,
full
yeah.
thing.
It's like a
Yeah.
two. I think they said 2.5 hour journey. So yeah, it's gonna just be a couple major cities, maybe. But who knows? I don't know. It's a cool thing. We haven't seen it in games before.
True.
Should be interesting. We'll see. I will reserve my judgment until I see more. But that's good to hear that the beta was interesting. Um, so let's just jump right into the topics. One little quick little news for those that haven't heard yet. Destiny beta is actually going to be open to everybody as of right now. Started at 4 p.m. Pacific today. It's around 7:30 right now, so you can download it on both, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PS4. But getting into the beta itself, what did you guys think of the beta so far? Whoever wants to go first.
Uh, Initially, I thought it was really good. I'm playing it on the PS3, which I was kind of curious to see if they put a lot of time into the PS3 and the 360 versions, and it does seem like they have. Uh, the only differences I've seen in the two versions are just the visuals. There's no like gameplay or anything missing, but the PVC stuff is really good. I'm still curious how about the longevity of the game, because with this being a kind of an MMO thing, I really don't see it lasting very long. This whole 10-year plan that they have or whatever. Even though I know this is the beta, so we're only getting to see only so much, but just how the story and things are set up. Are we just going to be replaying the same little sections over and over again with more difficult AI, or are we going to have a lot more maps to go through? That's my only issue for that. And on the PvP side, initially I had a lot of problems with balancing. I still think they're going to have some issues with that, which any MMO really runs into that. But it feels like they did some balancing changes after the maintenance. I'm enjoying the PvP. As an example, I use single shot rifles and burst rifles, and when I played it before the maintenance, I felt like I was getting destroyed. There was no chance for me to get a kill, and people using the automatic weapons were just running amok through everything. But after the balancing stuff, I actually do a lot more damage, and I'm actually competing for once, and it feels a lot better. But how about the rest of you? What do you think?
No, I guess I'll jump in. So, and this is coming from a guy who's not really into like first-person shooters or competitive kind of games. I'm actually really impressed by this because it's not exactly an MMO. It's not a first-person shooter. It's kind of like a good mix of both. And I think it's more of the promise of what it has. Like, if you guys seen the concept art for the game, there are so many worlds. Like, there's like ice worlds. There's like so many other planets. I'm like, this is just a little taste of it. But yeah, like it's really fun just to get in there with a couple friends and you shoot. And they do the carrot in front of the stick, right? It's like okay, here's some armor. That's cool. Let me kill this guy. Maybe he'll give me something else. Maybe he'll give me something else. All that random loot drops I think is cool. And then I think they did something in the beta which is very smart. Level cap is 8, and they give you level 10 shit. So you're like, I kind of want to get the game to get that ill shit too, you know? And the PvP stuff, yeah, I kind of had the same issue with Charles. Like, I thought it like because I used to what's it called I'm forgetting the name of the rifle.
Pulse rifle.
The pulse rifle, yeah, like the pulse rifle, like the kick was too much on it, and then the scout rifle, that's the one. Like wasn't dealing enough damage, but now they kind of balanced it a little bit, so now I'm dealing more damage with that. It's just like a single shot kind of gun, and that's a lot of fun too, just getting in there with everybody. I mean, they only have 2 maps that I remember, but yeah, like the game, there's a lot of potential there. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to talk about like how this is going to do sales-wise compared to another shooting game, but maybe we get into that later. But yeah, for me, I'm very impressed by it. It's just very addictive. Like when I first played, it was like 6 hours. So I'll let you know right there, it's not a game that you're just going to like stop playing. And like you said, Charles, like you worried about the longevity. I don't know if you have to worry too much about that, given how much stuff is potentially going to be in there. But it could just be like that too. I don't know. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts on it.
Yeah, how about?
Wait, Gary. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, well, yeah, you and Gary, because I will say something after y'all say what y'all gonna say.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Gary.
yeah, I really haven't. I probably haven't played it as much as you guys because I had a real busy week. But I have managed to get on for like a few hours at a time. And from what I played, it's really fun. I haven't played any PvP stuff, so I just been doing like little missions and stuff here and there. But yeah, I really enjoy it so far. As someone who plays MMOs, I like how you level up and find new items and all that stuff, interact with other people. Yeah, all that stuff's cool, and I'm just really looking forward to the full game, the full experience at this point. But yeah, I'll pass over to Mikey.
Let me think. So far, I mean, I haven't put probably as much time as you guys have in the beta as well, either. But for me, to be honest with you, when I was playing it, like I love the environment. I love the way they present the world or the worlds, sorry, that you're in. Like just the little things you do. It gave me almost like I mean, I'm not saying that it is, but it gave me almost like a spiritual successor to Fantasy Star Online kind of vibe to it.
Okay, yeah.
The way that I'm interacting with people and whatnot, the way people are the way that people meet up and all of that, and just I really love like just looking off into the horizon and looking at like the different views or whatnot of space and time. Like, it's just really well done. The combat to me, I don't know. I've never been a fan of shooters that require multiple hits to kill people. I know people make the argument that there's more skill in games like that. I don't see that. I see that as a cop out. To me, if you don't design maps where moving around the map in itself takes skill, then yeah, it'll be easy to make a game where you have to unload an entire clip into someone to kill them. And I'm not really genuinely a fan of them, but I think that Destiny has a few weapons that kind of strike a balance with that. There's a few position weapons that like after the maintenance, like you get 2, 3 headshots, they finally die. So I can respect that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely have to put more time into it before I make any like lasting judgments. But I will say this: I do see Destiny going the way of Watch Dogs and other games of late, and it's not just because of Destiny; it's because of how gamers are. This game is not going to last, and I don't know why people don't see that this keeps happening. Like games come out, people hype them up, they play them for 2 weeks or 2 months, and then they get tired of them and move on to something else. Like that's what's going to happen to Destiny. Especially with all the games come out this holiday season and next year. It's not specifically Destiny itself. I think Destiny is actually a quality game. It's gamers themselves. Like I don't think gamers have the attention span or dedication to stick with games anymore. They always want something new, even if that something new is just something old repackaged.
You know what? I was
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll jump in next.
I was gonna say I agree in a sense that the people that they are marketing Destiny to aren't going to be the people that keep this game alive, because it's a really, really different group when you go from the MMO people to the casual shooter guys. They're marketing it to those casual shooters, and they're enjoying it right now during this beta phase, but I don't think they're ready to make that full commitment to it. And the fact that it's not a month-to-month pay build, I'm curious to see how long it's going to last. Because if they don't have, like the PvP is, if they keep balancing it like it is, that'll probably be one of the main draws. But those casual people won't understand that they need to go through the story to even progress through the PvP. Because if you come in there with the weapons like that you start off with, you're going to get destroyed. And the gear plays such a big part in it.
I have a quick question that I would like to ask, because you just brought it up when you said that there will not be a paid subscription. So how is that going to work? Because I thought this is supposed to be an MMO where they're going to continue to add more content as time goes on. So, I mean,
I don't know the politics behind like the business scheme, but I mean, Guild Wars does it. You pay for the game, and it still operates like an MMO. I don't know if they're gonna do microtransactions in this game. It doesn't. Did y'all see a place where that could even take place? Really?
I didn't.
do like cosmetic, microtransactions. But I think that they'll probably do it through expansions. Like they'll offer expansions that you can pay for that have like that add on hours of story content and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's how a lot of
like
them do it without subscription and stuff.
yeah, and
Because
I took
initially I was gonna. I'm sorry, guys.
no, go ahead.
No, but because Mike said that he didn't think the game has any likes. Now, initially, I was going to disagree, but then he said gamers. I'm like, he has a point. You got a point there, dude. It's like because this game is not like Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs is very limited in what it offered. This game is very vast. So I'm like, if you dedicate yourself to this game, you could play it for a long, long time. But you're right. What if the fickle nature of gamers just like, okay, play for 2 weeks, move on to something else? So maybe you think they need to market this to a different kind of crowd, like not just the casual shooting dudes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I think that they're investing way too much time and resources trying to appeal to a market of people that A, aren't loyal to games, and B, don't really have much experience playing a kind of game this is. Because as much as Destiny is a shooter, it is an MMO, it is an RPG. You will have to grind, you'll have to communicate with people. It's not all about PvP. There's PvE in the game as well that's equally important. So it's like, for people who just want to get Destiny to shoot at people, that's not really the right kind of game. I'm not saying that PvP isn't well done or major. It is, but it's not all there is to it. If you get what I'm saying, you can't do what you can do like in a Call of Duty where you can get this game, even Battlefield. There are people who buy those games and they don't play the campaign. They go straight to multiplayer just to fight people. You can't really
You're right
do
about
with
that.
Destiny.
Because the thing is, if you played the thing for long enough, you notice that all the really cool unlocks, they come from the single player or the co-op part. You don't get that. You don't get that shit from PvP. You just get whatever you bring over from the main campaign. So I don't know if people will understand. It's like you need to invest a lot of time into the main portion of this game in order for you to have all that cool shit to bring over to PvP. I don't know if they'll understand that. And remember, and consider this: $250 million worth of advertisement alone are being pumped into this game. They need to focus on the right kind of people here. People like, I guess, most of us here, because people, us, we will devote all that time to grinding and doing all that other shit. I don't know if these other guys will,
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed that'll probably also kill it for the people that are MMO fans is they're between the 3 different classes that they have, there's really no kind of cohesion between them. There's no support class and heal class and stuff like that. There's no benefit to having those individuals, those 3 different classes mixed up in your
I was just about to say that.
There's no benefit whatsoever. Yeah, like I even looked into some of the abilities further in, and there's still nothing there. It's all just build up your server, build up your armor and your attack damage and stuff like that, and your cooldowns, but nothing where it's like if you're near such and such, or whoever's near you gains armor, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where the longevity part kind of comes into me, because how is that going to work out? Because this is a game really founded on working together. That's how it's going to work. But if it's just going to be just shooters and that's what they want, then I agree with Mike. It's not going to last.
I'm curious to hear what Rich was going to say since he wanted to wait.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this. When I started playing the game, it got repetitive very fast. Of course, I did not play with others, so I'm pretty sure that had a lot to do with the experience that I had, because it's recommended that you play with friends to get the full experience. But what I noticed when I started playing the story mode, it is pretty much the same. You will go to a location, and you eventually will face off against a boss on each stage. Well, not really a boss, but basically the main guy, the main person you have to take down. Because I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot more powerful bosses once the final game comes out. But it felt slightly repetitive. The AI, wasn't challenging, because if it's just me and I'm able to take down all the enemies, that's a problem. So I would think that when you add other people in, the AI increases. I can't say for sure I know, because I didn't play with anybody. But other than that, when it got down to the combat, it felt very much like Halo. Not a bad thing, of course. But I will say this. I know you guys mentioned earlier about the fact that this game could have the potential to become slightly overhyped and, of course, not last quite as long, I do think this game is going to be a little overhyped already. Because I saw a lot of people writing about the beta online, everybody saying, did not see not one person talking about anything negative. And I'm thinking to myself, nah, there's some stuff they still need to fix. The story is still kind of, when I did the single player mode, the story is still developing. I know they intentionally didn't put a lot of that stuff in there because they want you to get the finished game. But I just think so far it is good enough to draw my attention, but will I continue onward? Well, that I'll have to wait and see when I actually play the final build. But so far, it felt very much like Halo to me. Except for it's a lot more, it has a lot more going for it as far as being something new.
Yeah, I agree with you. It does feel like Halo. It really does.
Yeah.
Like in terms of controls, yeah, it feels like a. And I hate to say this because people may be gonna think I'm a fanboy, but it's a better Halo because I like the deep dual shot controller better. But yeah, it really does feel like Halo. Like even outside of the controls, like the animations, like when you hit someone and stuff, the way the enemies react is very Halo-ish.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. But like, there's a lot of the Halo stuff being compared because of the controls and Mass Effect because of the setting. But I gotta admit, Mike saying that it's like Phantasy Star Online is probably the best comparison I've heard so far, just because of the way you have that hub city and the way you go out into the world and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you guys explored it, but I went out to some of the areas I was not supposed to go to.
Oh, you mean when you find those dudes with the question marks over them and stuff?
Yeah, so I saw the question mark and I got sniped immediately, and that was one shot kill. I was done.
Yeah, man. Like, one guy, I went into the cave, I saw the question mark, I'm like, fuck this. I turned around, this dude came after me, just killed me from behind. I'm like, okay, don't fuck with that, man.
No.
That's another thing that I
I'm
noticed.
glad that kind of stuff is there.
I think they said that when the game ships, the max level is 20.
Really? 20?
Seriously?
Yeah, I've been told that the max level is going. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong in this. Let me preface this. Don't attack me in the comments saying that I'm giving wrong information. I am not sure. I'm stating this now. But I've been told by people that the max level will be 20. So, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm hoping this isn't another situation where, like with Fallout 3 to me, where I can hit the max level really early.
Dude,
But I'm expecting
like Fallout, they're gonna add a fucking DLC when you get 5 more levels. So you gotta pay for that. I see that
that's
happening.
when I don't want that to happen. Because for a game like Destiny is trying to be, that's the type of game that I'm ready to sit down and dedicate hours to with friends and grind and just explore.
Exactly.
So I don't mind taking a long time. Yeah. So if they're limiting me to 20, unless they're using the mindset that they want you to make a character of each class. But that can't really be the case because, like you said earlier, the classes are pretty much identical. Only the difference is the weapons you get here and there.
Yeah.
It's not like they changed the gameplay or how you help your team or anything. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I still have a lot of questions about Destiny. I am not fully sold on it yet.
And think about it like this:
I don't know.
like you could get to level 8 in one night. Level 8, that's almost halfway there. How long is it gonna get you to get to 20? Like 3 days?
And see, that's why I'm skeptical that the max level is 20. Because if you can get to level 8 that quickly, I'm like, there's no way. If they did that,
yeah, that's really gonna kill some of the people that grind really, really heavy. Because I'm like with Final Fantasy, I got to level 50. Like if I didn't have a job, I would have been there in like a week because I get really obsessive with that kind of stuff. But the fact if that 20 thing is real, that tells me 2 things. One, that's how they're going to make this game last 10 years or whatever. That's how they're going to do it, by limiting people like that. And 2, I'm probably not going to buy it. If the cap is 20, like, I can't do that, man.
Well, if you guys know, I mean, we'll probably find out before this gets posted, but just let us know what the max level, the max level and the retail is in the comments. And keep in mind, preface again, I am not certain of this. I am saying that this is what I have been told. Do not shoot the messenger. That's all I can tell you. I don't know. All in all, I think Destiny is a quality game. I'm happy it's being made. I'm happy it's coming out. I'm happy it's multi-platform, so there's no excuses. Everyone can play it on all systems, new and old. You have a chance to experience this. So, and like I said, like I mean, I was a huge fan. Like Phantasy Star Online on my Dreamcast and even on the GameCube when I got that version, like I went full neck beard for those games. Like I didn't care. I was musty. I was not bathing regularly. I was just playing Phantasy Star, and the world was passing me by. And I don't regret those times because those games were fun. I met really cool people as well. Like the community there was good, and I could see that happening with a game like Destiny, except for the fact that they try to be appealing to the dude bros and the gamer girls and all those people that aren't really the type that would get into a game like Destiny. So I don't know. We'll see though.
Yeah, to be determined. But once again, to reiterate, for those that want to check it out, that beta is out now, so definitely check it out. Let us know what you think of it in the comments section. So let's move on to the next topic. Okay, this is a very popular topic. So Uncharted, we now know that an Uncharted movie is coming out June 10th, 2014. So I'm curious, what is everybody's feelings about it? I know Gary wrote a post where he said he listed 5 actors that could play Nathan Drake. But I'm curious what you guys think about it. Knowing that video game movies often turn out to be horrible, do you think that this movie has a chance to actually be good?
All right, on that standpoint, I am very wary of this movie. Like I know the game is heavily based around, like other movies like Indiana Jones, right? And it's like, okay, we already seen Uncharted, Indiana Jones, but it's a video game movie. I know I should just be more open-minded to it, but besides Mortal Kombat, the first one, can you name a good video game movie? I can't name any. They're all shit because they try to replicate the video game within a movie. Hopefully these guys will just be like, let's just make a really good movie that just so happens to be based on this video game. I'm not even worried about this movie. Like if it's good, it's good, whatever. I don't know. I'm not. It's a very touchy subject for me because we haven't. Okay, you know how comic books eventually got good movies. We haven't seen that for video games yet. We're still waiting for that, age where they're good. But I'm not
even the good comic book movies are questionable now, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to what we had in the 80s and stuff, that's what I mean.
I didn't mind that Captain America movie that came out in the 80s with Red Skull.
So with the Italian Red Skull, dude?
Didn't say it was, it didn't stick to the canon at all. I admit that, but I enjoyed the film. Of course, I was much younger then.
Yeah, watch it now, please. Let me know what you think.
I probably am not going to do that. I'll be honest. It's probably really bad, now that I think about it. Yeah. As far as an Uncharted movie, I don't care. Like that's literally my thoughts on it. Like when people, hey, the Uncharted movie's coming, I don't care. Uncharted is basically already a movie. So
exactly, that's really exactly what I was about to say.
So you want me to watch a movie? Like what the hell is that? No, I'm not doing that. I hope it does well, but I mean, you can't really get Uncharted wrong. Just go get. I mean, you could get pretty much anyone to play Nathan Drake. It doesn't matter, and. I mean, it really doesn't. To me, I mean, because I'm not gonna care. No. Like it's just me though. I don't know. I can't think of many movies, many games I want to see a movie for anyway. The only one would probably be Halo, maybe a Mass Effect. That's about it.
I'm scared about the Mass Effect.
Yeah, because like those types of those types of games have more things that they can pull a narrative from to create unique stories for. But Uncharted, the story is told, and if you're gonna have Nathan Drake there, then like, what are you gonna do? I have no idea. Like, what it's gonna be the same thing, just like you said, a movie.
And it's not, and to go along with that, it's the changes I know they're going to make to this based on the game. Because honestly, you shouldn't have to change anything. Uncharted would transfer over perfectly to make a quality film, but they're going to make changes. Because Hollywood always makes changes. They're going to try and do different shit. Yeah, like there's going to be a character to appeal to children. They'll try and change some of the female characters to make them more quote unquote appealing to female characters. Even though the female characters in Uncharted are pretty much badass and already appeal to female characters already, but they'll change them. They'll just.
You guys know that there was an original script that made it a family-oriented movie for the Uncharted movie.
And there you have it. And this is why I don't care. Like, why?
That script got scrapped.
Thank Lord.
Yep. Who knows? They could bring it back.
Oh God,
not.
you mean the one where they were like, what was it like they were authenticating shit in a museum or something like that? Oh no, don't do that.
I just think it's funny that people are this excited for the movie.
I'm not.
And we have more information on an Uncharted movie than the next Uncharted game that's supposed to be coming out in a year.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's the only Uncharted movie I'm looking forward to. Uncharted 4.
I can respect that response, though. I mean, we already saw the trailer for it when he woke up from a nap to let us know that he's gonna go do something. So I mean,
you said that's not how it's gonna look. That was a tech demo.
I mean, hey, you know what? I don't know. I hope it looks like that. That'd be cool. I mean, yeah, that'd be if it does look like that. I have nothing to complain about. That'd be amazing. I'd be like, all right, good stuff, Naughty Dog, keeping up your consistency. Because I'm sure now Uncharted hasn't made a bad game. I'm not an Uncharted fan. I'll say that now. But I don't have to be a fan of something to tell you that those games are all quality. There's never been a bad Uncharted game on the main home consoles. So I don't see how Uncharted 4 could be bad. It's just not possible. Honestly, it's just well done. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the next one. But the movie, I'll pass. I'm good on that.
I second that. I second that motion. Pass.
Yeah.
I second that.
Yeah. Well, that's horrible. Well, maybe it'll be good. Of course, I will not get my hopes up, but yeah, I have to agree with Gary. I'm looking forward to Uncharted 4. That's the only movie I want to be playing whenever it comes out. But I won't say.
I'll end it with this. So they made a Max Payne movie.
Yes, I saw that movie.
Did anyone see the Max Payne movie?
Yeah. Don't remind me of that, man.
That is why I don't care about the Uncharted film. Because Max Payne was was another game that was pretty much a movie. They had slow time effects. It was a movie, and you messed it up somehow. So no, I don't care. I don't trust. I don't know. They can miss me with that. I'll just be playing. I'll be playing the next Uncharted movie when it comes out in 2015 or 16.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, makes sense. So let's move on to another topic, something that happened just the other day. I guess you could say it sent shockwaves through the industry because EA made some announcements when they announced that they would be delaying Battlefield Hardline into 2015 and Dragon Age Inquisition into November 18th.
You know, me and Gary were crying inside, right, when he said that about Dragon Age, man.
I know that because, you know, I thought from everything they said, the game was pretty much done. It was ready to go, and now here they come with this. No, we need more time.
That's a business move, man.
But isn't it only a month for the
Dragon?
Dragon
Yeah, it's
Age?
only a month. It was that was like, okay, it's just a month, whatever. It's not too bad. Battlefield, I got pushed to 2015. I played the beta of that, whatever it was they had at E3. I'm like, this game needs some polish. So I fully understand. I get pushed to the next year.
Man, they pushed it back because they're going to make it into a full game. Finally.
Oh, they are?
I think they pushed it back because they realized that they can't afford to have Hardline come out and it'd be another Battlefield 4 situation. They can't do that again. This game has to work. This game has to work at launch. If it doesn't work at launch, because Battlefield people are kind of weary of them now. It's like we're starting to, because I'm a Battlefield fan, and I'm gonna be honest, playing Battlefield 4 at launch was a chore. Like I had to force myself to do it because the game just flat out didn't work. Certain maps would never load for people. People could shoot through wall. Like it was a mess. It's far better now, almost a year after its launch. But it's just not getting to the point that it should have launched at. So for Hardline, I'm assuming they're figuring out, yeah, we have a lot of work to do. Let's not rush it out this time. Let's just push it back.
You see, I agree with that 100%. I just don't understand why they felt the need to show this front and center at the EA conference if they knew it wasn't going to be ready in time.
Because they had nothing else to show.
Yeah, they had nothing else. And they had to,
well, you know,
because of Battlefield 4.
Well, no, all they could have showed was a little concept piece of this is what we're doing. This is what we may do, what we may do. They did that the whole show. Mass Effect 4, the surprise project that BioWare is working on, but they cannot discuss. They did that the whole show. So, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's all they had to show. And of course, they didn't even show NBA Live because they know that's going to be trash. But that's another topic. Yeah, when I played, I have to agree with Tony. When I played the beta, I said, "Oh, Battlefield 4," right? They said Battlefield Hardline. No, this is Battlefield 4 all over again. Wasn't really appealing, and a lot of the stuff they showed in that demo at EA, nothing like that in the actual beta.
It's too scripted. Yeah, what they showed was way too scripted. And I said before, there's no way they're going to get gamers to do that, man. All that stuff. In such an open map, it wouldn't work. I hope they figure out a way to do it, now that they've delayed it, but I think cops and robbers with that wide a map was doomed to fail from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. But let me ask y'all a question now. Since we got this news about these delays, do you think that there's going to be some other delays before the year is over?
Could you imagine if Destiny gets delayed? That would be fucking crazy, man.
Nah, that's not. That can't happen.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Destiny got delayed. It won't.
I wouldn't either, man. Everything's getting delayed now.
It won't, because they realize that Destiny's the type of game that where it's at now, it's pretty much best to just capitalize on the hype and cut your losses if you
exactly. Especially
like
when
why even
releasing.
If there was a game-breaking glitch found today, they won't care that game's coming out, because Destiny beta isn't a beta. It's a demo, and it's a demo used to garner attention to a game. That's it. I don't know why they're calling it a beta, because with a beta, people are supposed to play the game and give actual feedback. People aren't doing that. People are online hustling, or they were until they opened it to everyone, which I just find to be funny. People are online hustling for beta codes. People on eBay paying $50, $100 for a beta code.
What?
And then when they get hey man, the thirst was real.
Wow,
okay?
Dude. I just went on Twitter, I'm like, yo, hit me up with a code, and somebody just sent it to me. I wasn't fucking buying a code. That's crazy.
I don't even just pre-order the game.
You would really be shocked. I don't get it either.
Wow.
That's ridiculous, because I agree that the whole beta is a marketing scheme, and like a prime example is that when you pre-order it, they give you 3 beta codes.
Yeah.
Right there. That's of course that's a way for them to draw people in. Like, I'm not saying it's not a smart marketing scheme, but people need to understand, it is what it is.
And that's the other thing.
People are like crackheads. Like, yo, man, you got that code, son?
It's real. That's it. It's real.
I believe you. That's what's said about. I believe you. I see people. Oh my God, that's crazy.
People are playing the game and they're just complaining, "Oh, this needs to be fixed." I'm like, why don't you make an account in the forums and tell them that's
what a beta is about.
The game is not perfect yet. They're trying to fix it. Oh, why is it taking so long to connect? Oh, I downloaded this game and it's taking so long. Yeah, because the servers are overloaded. They're stress testing the servers. It's a beta.
Well,
and they're just staring at me like I'm not making sense. Oh well, they should have gotten this ready beforehand. No, you don't do betas.
Oh my
betas.
God,
that makes no sense.
People actually say, "Why wasn't this ready?" Are you fucking serious? It's a beta, people. Ugh. I guess.
Yeah, it's a beta. This is them getting ready for the. That'd be like having a pre-wash for your laundry. Like what? You don't do that, bro. Like no, this is the way they prepare for the game. They're preparing things for the game launches. So I don't know. We'll see. I lose faith. I lose faith in gamers more every day, especially on the internet.
It's
really depressing.
The same people who had those complaints, they're going to have more complaints, because now that it's open to everybody, it's going to probably be even more difficult for people to get on there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, you better, if you're downloading it tonight, you're not playing it tonight. You're going to download it tonight, and then you're going to go to sleep.
And you know what? I'm glad that they're doing this. I'm definitely glad they're doing this, because Final Fantasy or Realm Reborn made the mistake of not doing a server load test.
Mm-hmm.
For the first 3 weeks, people couldn't get into the game.
Yeah. So we'll see though.
So you guys still planning on picking up Battlefield Hardline when it comes out next year, or is that's it?
That's a negative. I wasn't gonna get it this year, and I'm not gonna get it next year.
I don't care about Battlefield, so whatever. I don't care.
I mean, I love Battlefield, but I'm not about to pay for that freaking expansion, man.
I'll
I'm a
probably
Battlefield fan. I don't know if I'm gonna get it because I mean I wanted to give it a chance, but when I look at it, I just I'm like it looks like Battlefield 4, and then the way the game mode, I'm like this isn't even an interesting game mode to me. Like I really don't want to play this. So
Yeah, it looks like something that I would consider paying $20 for to expand Battlefield 4 if it worked. But I'm not paying $60 for that.
Yeah, exactly. Expansion pack.
Yeah. And I wish Call of Duty people would think along these lines and stop paying for these glorified expansions that they're getting every year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I will end this topic by saying this. I personally am glad that the game was delayed because there's another game coming out that same day that I want to do well, and that's Evolve. So having that go head to head with Battlefield, there might have been problems for Evolve. So we'll see though what happens.
I don't know. I don't think Evolve's problem was that it was going head to head with Battlefield. I think Evolve's problem is that
Marketing.
not even like when I look at what Evolve is, it's not a game with depth. I'd be playing the same game. I mean, all games are repetitive at the core. I understand that. But there's no variety to Evolve. I'm either on the team of 4 or the team of 1, and that's it. So, what will they add? New maps? New weapons? Okay.
That's a good question.
That'd be it. So, for that, I'm just kind of like... I mean, Evolve is an amazing concept. The game looks dope. I haven't played it yet, so I can't speak on if it actually is good. But I haven't heard anyone who's had... I've never heard anyone who has played Evolve have anything bad to say about Evolve. All of my friends that have played it like it. I just don't know if it's going to have depth to it.
I'm on the same boat. I played it and I liked it, but I actually agree with you because you're right. It's just 4 dudes versus a monster. That's it. That's the whole game. That's cool in like...
What was that?
Oh, what happened?
technical difficulties.
We have experienced the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, am I back? I'm sorry about it. I'm back. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, like I was saying about Evolve, like I played it. I thought it was fun, but I only played it for 15 minutes. How long is that going to last? Can it last 15 days? A month? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm worried about that too.
That's a very good point, and I agree with you because I think we played it for the same amount of time, 15 minutes, because short little period.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. So let's move on to the next topic. Rarely do we ever talk about this company, and normally when we talk about them, it's bashing them. So this will be a nice welcome change to the format.
When you guys talk about them, no, don't do that. When you people talk about them, it's rare that you guys talk about them, and when you guys talk about them, it's bashing. I don't bash Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo fan.
Okay, no, we're not going to talk about that in a negative light today. We're actually going to talk about them in a positive light now. So yeah, Wii U had a major surge in, I guess, interest after E3 due to all the titles that they announced. So do you guys think this means that this is going to be a comeback for the console?
All right, can I jump in first?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Because I saw this in the show notes and I got a smile on my face because yesterday during the Shotcast plug I talked.
This is what happens when you.
I got invited.
Stop hating, Gary. Cut that right now. Keep that hate over there in the UK. You got cut off, and Gary used that as an opportunity to hate on Nintendo, like the hater that he is. Okay, go ahead.
No. So anyway, let me try to distract you. Sucks. Let me just say that now. Anyway, so I play these games.
You're breaking up really bad.
Yeah, it's okay. Dude, Time Warner fucking sucks. Let me say that before I get cut off. Fuck them. Anyway, so yeah, I played a couple of games, and I was one of those dudes. I was like, yo, I don't know what's gonna happen with Nintendo now. I played this shit specifically Bayonetta, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, Dynasty War, even not Dynasty Warriors, Link's whatever fucking Warriors.
Warriors. It's just...
And I'm like, yeah, it is Dynasty Warriors. Even I'm not a Dynasty Warriors fan. I'm like,
Hyrule Warriors. How dare you people? All right. How dare you people? This is unbelievable. Like, what do you mean? It is Dynasty Warriors. Come on, man. Come on.
Anyway, my point is, I'm like, yo, I may want to get a Wii U. They got a lot of cool shit, and the backlog is pretty cool too. There's a lot of games that I would actually like to buy, but I'm like, okay, the gamepad, like, if you look at it, it's like this is like dumb, but once you actually play it, it's cool.
If they use it, like if they develop more games where they utilize that correctly, I think it'll be good. Like, for example, Fatal Frame is coming to the Wii U, and I think that would be the perfect opportunity for them to show the benefit of the gamepad. Yeah, like make it where like on screen you're actually controlling the character, but the gamepad is the camera because it's so centric around the camera, and with the camera is where you can see the ghosts. And I think that would be a great way to see how that benefits game mechanics.
I'll let you guys all speak. I'll go last because I'm the only non-Nintendo hater here, basically.
I think I'm not. No. I'm not a Nintendo hater.
I want to get a Wii U now. I'm not hating. Like,
I'm sorry. Yeah, Tony did this.
Yeah.
I give them credit where credit is due. It's just there was nothing on the console for me to buy. I gave them credit for E3 and saying that they nearly won it with the games that they announced. But
nearly won E3. Okay.
They nearly won. Yeah, they nearly won it because there's games that I want to play that I can't play on there.
Nearly implies that there was someone who did a better job than them, and I don't see that.
Well, I'm not one of the people that hated the power stuff and the things outside of gaming from Sony's conference, so I enjoy Sony's conference.
Oh, well, let me say something real fast before Michael A continues. I'm not let me just clarify. I'm not a Nintendo hater. I mean, I grew up on Nintendo. I had I remember I had that running pad. Duck Hunt, all those games I played growing up. So I'm not a hater. I will say this though, they need to do better with the games. Now, you said that they nearly won, Charles. To me, they didn't win because where's Metroid at? We know Star Fox is coming out. That's good. That's great.
If they would have given me a better teaser for Star Fox, then they would have won, in my opinion.
Yes, but so they are improving. And you can't totally throw Nintendo in the trash because the 3DS had a monster year last year. So that 3DS is, obviously that is the better console if you want to compare that in the Wii U, in my personal opinion, for right now. But no, I'm not hating. I just hope that they get it together, make it more competitive, make me want to get a Wii U. But you can go ahead, Michael, and chime in.
All right. I'm just going to say, I told you so. Not to you people directly, but to the people on the internet, I told you so. I told you this was going to happen. People, the Mario Kart comes out. Oh, there's a sale. There's a boom in sales. Mario Kart's doing well. That's a fluke. No one's going to really care about the Wii U. They're not going to do anything. Now E3's happened. People are seeing all these really, really cool games coming to the Wii U. And we all know Smash is coming. And it's like, wait a minute. This system's starting to get some games I want to play. Maybe I need to give this system a chance. People are going to start to look into it and see this in the backlog. There's some games that they kind of slept on. And I'm like, yeah, remember when the 3DS came out? And it was overpriced and no one really wanted it? And now the 3DS is completely... the 3DS sneezes money, basically, for Nintendo. I'm not saying that the Wii U is going to do exactly as well as the 3DS. I don't think that that's going to happen. I'm not delusional. I just think that right now the Wii U is in a position where it can cover some lost ground because it is a quality system, and it's just unfortunate that people don't want to give it a chance because they want to say it's a system that's a gimmick or it's a system for children. And I'm like, well, it's a system with games on it. It's a system that's trying to do something different than gaming. It's not just trying to say, look at the horsepower underneath our engine, look at the pixels on screen, so on and so forth. And
Okay.
I think at E3 we saw a lot of quality games from them. Honestly, the Xenoblades game, I'm sold. I'm
Actually,
there.
that's not.
I'm day one. I'm there. I saw that. I didn't see. I saw that during the Treehouse event. You know when they had the games on the floor and they had the
Okay.
developers speaking and they actually played the game. Because when I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, this looks cool, but that's clearly CGI. Then I saw the what you call it? Then I saw the Treehouse part of it, and I was like, yep, sold. I want that. I want that game in my life. This has to happen. So I mean, all I can say to people is, told you so. I mean, people are still gonna hate on Nintendo because that's the cool thing to do, and I'm fine with that. But
Uh-oh.
I'm personally as a gamer, I'm happy to see Nintendo doing well, and I want to see, and it's not just them. I want to see Microsoft do well. I want to see Sony do well. I want to see PC gaming do well as well. I want everything to do well. I want more games. I want more options to game. I want more ways to game. So it's just good news to me to hear this. So
I just want to say one thing real fast. I agree with everything you said, except for one thing you said. Nintendo, the popular thing to do right now is not hate on Nintendo, is hate on Microsoft apparently because they can't catch a break. So, but yeah, that's good.
I will give you that. You know what? I will give you that. I did kind of forget. Yeah, I did. Everything Microsoft does now is either a flip flop, it's a bad decision. They can't do anything right. Like everything they do is somehow spun to just being the wrong decision. So you know what? I'll give you that, Rich. I don't. This is honestly all this shit is silly. I just don't understand why. When are we going to talk about games in regards to playing them and having fun or being entertained or learning something? When are we going to talk about games that? It's like we talk about everything gaming related except actually playing video games.
Oh God, yeah, don't get me started on that, dude. And you see it all the time, dude. Like, okay, like for example, you see like guys in the comment section. It's a million comments. I'm like, when do you people have time to play games? You just bitch about it. You fucking play them, you know?
Yeah, certain perpetrators that are just on the internet all the time on numerous websites, numerous social media, just monitoring, waiting for you to say something bad about their beloved company, and then they attack you. And I'm like, when the hell are you playing games, bro? Because, I mean, you have to work, you have to sleep. There's only so much time in the day. When do you have time to play games on your beloved console? You spend more time typing about it on Facebook and Twitter or on message boards than you do actually playing it. Like, it's almost like it's a baby and you have to defend it or something. It's a little weird to me. But
yeah, it makes no sense. It's I kind of call it. I mean, this is a whole other topic, but I kind of call it insecurity. It's like they bought one console, they can't really afford the other, so they got to defend that one little console, and they want to trash everybody else. It's really ridiculous, and I think the internet itself has made it back. Because back in our day, we didn't give a fuck about that. It's like, yo, you had a Sega Genesis, I have a Super Nintendo, I want to play what you have, you know?
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore. Now it's like, I have Sony, you have Microsoft, I hate you, there's something wrong with you, you know? It's like, no, dude, it's all fucking games, man.
Even back in the day when people were trying to argue which one was better, like, oh, this version of the game is better on this system, whatever, you didn't, like, you had that argument, and then you played the game.
Yes, exactly.
Your friend had a Sega, you had a Super Nintendo. You both had Mortal Kombat 2. Which version was better? Oh, my version has better graphics. Yeah, but my version has the blood and the fatalities and whatnot. Oh, well, which one's better? Well, how about you play my version, I play your version, we'll figure it out. Okay. That basically is an argument that is solved by actually playing games.
Yeah, you put the controller in someone's hand, that's it. The argument's over. Now it's like, no, that's it. That's the better version, and you're an idiot for liking it. It's like, no, man.
Now it's like, oh, well, Digital Foundry says this. Therefore, this word is it's a Digital Foundry is the prophet for fill in the blank console, right? Therefore, if they said that this is the better version, it's the better version, and you are stupid for not buying this version. It's like, what? Dude, no. What if I just like this system better? Why would I buy another version? I don't know. It's I don't want to go off too far off track, but the more and more I sit there and think about this stuff, it's like maybe it's I'm getting older or what, but it's like I just want to play video games. I want to make video games. I want to talk about video games. I want to see innovation in gaming, or even if it's not innovation in gaming, even if it's the same thing in gaming, I want to see the same thing done with consistency and high quality. That's it. I don't want to see articles on gaming where we're talking about socio-political or geopolitical or any other thing that's just outside of gaming, because the point of getting into gaming is that people from all these different backgrounds and all this stuff can come together for the love of gaming, not to come together to have another place to argue their views and platforms and to ignore the complete point of playing video games.
Yeah, they forgot that video games are supposed to be about fun. It's like that's missing now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a form of entertainment. I don't know.
Yeah.
So just throw this in here real quick. I went ahead and watched the Xenoblade Chronicles trailer, which is what you were talking about for the Wii U, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit looked amazing.
Right? Okay. Sign me up, bro. I'm there.
Yeah, I'm there day one, because like I like the previous title, and I was like, yeah, I'm all about that. I need that in my life, and that is actually the type of game that would be a console like seller for me.
Yes, especially in Japan. I see that being huge for them in Japan. I see that being really huge for them in Japan.
Oh,
the other thing I would say to Nintendo is you need to stop slacking on integrating cross-play and connectivity between the Wii U and the 3DS. It makes no sense that we're in the middle of 2014 and you still haven't done this. What happened to me using my 3DS as a controller on the Wii U? Why is that not possible still? I don't understand.
Hey, so Sony don't get by without some criticism on that too, because remote play still ain't fully utilized, and we still waiting on that.
I mean, I don't know. I think Sony needs to focus more on making the Vita an actual system versus instead of making the Vita a display for the PS4 and PS3. Like, they need to work on the Vita being a handheld system. But yeah, I agree with you on that though.
I need some more JRPGs in my life, man, and that Xenoblade definitely might be it. Because like I'm just playing freaking Ni no Kuni right now, and that's really all I have to play other than old stuff. I need more JRPGs, man.
I'm with you. I like Western RPGs too. I want both. I don't want just one or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah, get yourself some Tales of Exilia 2 and all the other games coming out this fall. Charles,
I've never I tried some of the Tales games and they didn't draw me in. I may give the new one a shot. We'll see, because they usually put a demo out for it, so I'll check it out.
Cool. All right, well, so let's go on to this last topic. I'm not really sure how deep we're going to get into this topic because I do have something to say, but I'm going to let everybody say what they want to say first. So, Ashley Johnson, of course, you know her. She played Ellie in The Last of Us. She apparently had some comments about Ubisoft's lack of a female character in Assassin's Creed Unity. And this was her quote. I was like, give me a break. It's 2014. How many video games do you have to make to realize maybe have an opinion to have a female be in there? Pretty much she said this in an interview with Video Gamer. Basically she's saying, 2014, they need to basically change the way you view women in video games.
Okay. You know what I would ask her?
What's that?
Did she follow Liberation when it came out? I wonder if she supported
that. Would be a great question, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, did you cape up for that game? Because, like, a lot of the times, like, you see people, have issues with this type of stuff, but did you support it when they were doing it? Or are you just whining now?
Exactly.
Yo, you know what I want to ask her? I want to ask her, do you actually play games?
Wow. You know what?
Hey, that's a good question.
Damn.
I was just gonna say that because look at what she said. Maybe have an option to have female be in there. Like, this is not an option. The character is a male. That's part of the story. This isn't World of Warcraft where you pick a fucking female if you want. I think Gary may be right about that. Maybe the right question to ask. I'm not dissing this woman. I'm just saying we have to question, maybe question her gamerness, if you know what I mean.
No, because that's something that could be directed to anyone that is in an issue out of these types of things. Like,
the only reason I would say not to question her her gamerness, is because it's a trap. If you question a woman's gamerness, you activated my trap card. You are now a misogynist. Or a sexist. Like,
and you
have to think like that because that's what will happen.
No, you're right about that. Yeah.
I'm not even saying that women don't game. I know tons of them that do. Obviously, they game. that women make games. They work in industry, and they should, because they're people, and people. If you love games like I love games, play them. Do what you do. I honestly don't care. Like I don't think one anything or other about it. But I think it's really funny when people speak on what companies should do with their own money. It's easy to tell someone you need to do this, that, and the third. But they're the ones fronting the bill here. They're the ones putting in the money. They're the ones putting in the man hours to make this happen. You people that are saying this, there's a reason things like this are happening. Capcom made Remember Me. How will they remember me so? There's a reason. There's a reason we're just now getting a sequel to Mirror's Edge. How well did Mirror's Edge 1 sell? You see what I'm saying? The people who are saying, "Oh, there's such a high demand for female characters and whatnot." No, no, there's not. Because if there was, these games that come out that have these characters, they wouldn't be on the shelves now. I wouldn't be able to walk into GameStop and get Remember Me for lint and bubblegum. But that's not the reality of it. And I'm not one who's sitting here personally. I don't think there needs to be any type of quota. I don't care what the character looks like. Black, white, male, female, gay, straight, I don't care. If the character is good and or the game is good, I will play it. I will play it. Point blank. Don't care. I keep telling people, one of my favorite games on PS3 was Heavenly Sword. I didn't like Heavenly Sword because the character. I didn't like Heavenly Sword because Niroku or whatever, I forgot her name, was a female. Nariko, thank you. I didn't like it because she was a female. I didn't care that she was female. The character itself was badass. The story was on point. The gameplay was on point. Here's my $60. Thank you. Come again. Simple. So when people do this, like when I'm looking at Assassin's Creed, why this? It's a game taking place in French Revolution. Look at this, the Marie Antoinette. Why isn't there female characters? I'm like, okay, name another one. And they can't. They sit there dumbfounded. So I'm like, let me get this straight.
Yeah, right.
99% of the people that took place in this revolution are male. And you're complaining because you can think of one woman that did, thus there should just be women there? I'm like, no. How do you know that Marie Antoinette's not going to be a character you meet in the damn game? We don't know this yet because the game isn't out. We haven't played it. And they gave you reasons. They've given you multiple reasons. You're saying they're all excuses. But the people saying these things are all excuses are people that don't know how to make video games. They're telling you, well, we would have to spend more money to animate a woman and stuff like that. That's not a lie. If they released the game and they had female characters that looked and act like male characters, you would complain that they didn't take the time and effort to make female characters female. Well, they're telling you they didn't have that in their budget right now, or they didn't have that in their time frame. Maybe in the future they can. Who knows? What if they make another add-on for this game, and lo and behold, you play as a female character? They've done it before. They made an entire game where you did this. Yeah. I guess this person speaking maybe hadn't played Liberation. Who knows? I'm not even the biggest Assassin's Creed fan anymore. And the DLC where you got to play as Adewale, put them back on the map for me. I got to play as a runaway slave. I can't think of any other game where I can do that. That was amazing to me as an African male. That was awesome. So, but at the same point in time, I'm not going to sit there and say that the other games are bad because I'm playing with a character that's, white and or male. Like, are we going to pretend that like the vast majority of gamers aren't white and or male? That would be a lie. We live in a reality. You can't twist reality to be this utopia where there's a quota and everyone is equally represented, even though in reality everyone isn't equally represented. And if people are all the same, why does it matter? I could understand if there was a time when like Tomb Raider came out and men came out and said that game is sexist. Why can't Lara Croft be a male? But no one ever said that. People liked Tomb Raider for whatever it is reason. She was sexy. She kicked ass. The damn level design was on point. Whatever. Even a new one that just came out, which was amazing in my opinion. I
agree.
I didn't like it as much as I liked the old school ones, but I understand A, it's probably partially nostalgia, and B, I did think the one thing in the new Tomb Raider that was amazing was the environments. I loved the environments in that game. But to not digress, I just think it's really easy to tell people what they should be doing with their time, their work, their effort, their money. when you're just sitting on the outside with no real understanding or knowledge or experience to develop a video game. It's really easy to tell people you should do this. This is easy. It's 2014. This, that, and the third. As if there aren't games that are coming out that have women in them, or are focused toward women or whatnot. It's really easy to do that. And honestly, you take away from Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Unity is looking like it's going to be an amazing game, and it probably will be an amazing game. But no one's talking about that now. We're all talking about stuff again outside of actually sitting down and playing video games. Why does this keep happening? Why are there these people in gaming now who have platforms and voices who feel the need to talk about video games outside actually playing video games? Why is that the norm? What happened in the year 2000 where people just stopped caring about actually having fun playing gaming and decided, okay, let me tell you why this game is racist? What? No, dude, is the game good? I mean, yeah, I'll play it. Is it bad? No, I'm not gonna play a bad game because the character is half Asian, half black, transgendered, pansexual. I don't care. I'm not playing that game if it's bad just because it has that person as a main character. Does that make me a bigot or something? I don't think so. It makes me someone who doesn't want to play a bad game. Now, if you make a good game with that type of person, I'm there. Don't really care. I play games where the main character is alien. That person's not male or female. They're not human. I don't care. So, to me, I just don't understand why we are not focusing on what's actually important in gaming, which is playing good games. Everything that comes out now, everything has to do with all this stuff that has to do with things outside of gaming that you kind of use gaming as a way to escape from. Now you can't escape from that crap anymore. All news articles are about that crap. All of them. Go on Kotaku right now and tell me that you don't see you don't see at least 10 articles written by a social justice warrior that have nothing to do with you playing a game. It's like, why? It's tiring, and it's really sad to me that you're now seeing it affect games in a way where games that are possibly going to be quality are getting overlooked or just not being talked about because of this. No one's talking about Rainbow Six right now, and the fact that all the questions we still have or whatnot about the gameplay and the direction they have. What are they talking about Rainbow Six? Oh, the hostage you saved in the demo on the one level they showed you was a woman. Therefore, this game is sexist and misogynistic.
Yo, Mike,
let's ignore the fact that a woman was playing. Let's ignore the fact that the hostage has to be a human being, and there's only really two options for a human being. They're either male or female. So, did you want them to not have any female hostages in the game? Because then it would be sexist for not having female hostages in the game. It's like, wait, well, which one is it? Like, what do you want? I don't understand.
It's like you can't win no matter what, you know?
Like, what's the point? Like, honestly, if I was a developer, I'd just get to a point where I would just stop listening to these people and figure, you know what? Let's do what makes money.
That's what I was going to ask you, Mike. Like, do you think that if these people keep speaking out like this, like that, it will actually influence the publishers and developers to just make games to please people instead of making games that are creative and innovative and
Truth be told, I think we've already started to see that. And ironically, a lot of those games don't do very well. I wonder why. Oh, maybe it's because the majority of gamers playing them can't relate to the character, and on top of that, those games aren't very good. So it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. It's going to get to a point where developers are just going to turn a blind eye to them because, bottom line, gaming is an industry. It's about money. These people aren't going to be making money making games for these people on these Tumblr sites or whatnot. So they're just going to stop listening to them. That's what's going to happen. I'm just waiting for that time to come.
I'd like to chime in very quickly. You asked that question, Gary. Yes, it has already happened. It's been happening. I'll give you an example. God of War Ascension. You remember the whole, what was it? Rose Before Hose trophy that they changed the name because people were like, "Oh, you can't have that. You can't have that in the game." So yeah, it's been happening. It's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, that was a problem. But that achievement in Tomb Raider, where I think it's called Manslayer or something like that, for her killing a certain amount of men, nobody had a complaint about that, right?
That was fine.
That's cool. That's cool. But I can't say bros before hoes. That's sexist. What? Where are our priorities? Where's the consistency? Where's the logic here, really?
But like,
It's gone, man. It's not here.
I want to know, like, do you think that, there's somewhere out there, there's a company that's, making a game specifically for the female demographic with a female lead character and, just completely catered towards the female audience that keeps
Hold on,
I mean,
what does that mean? What does that even mean? What does that mean? Like for the female demographic, the female audience? I thought they were people. You should just make a good. You make a good game. Females will like it. That's it.
No, Tony, you don't understand. See, they're people, right? But they're not people. So what you have to do is when you make games, you don't make games for people. You make games that women like. Except for the fact that doesn't make any sense when you think about it, because there's been women gaming for decades, and those women that have gamed for decades have already liked games. So why
do you have a problem with you trying to define what women like, even if you went that path anyway?
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, it's like women have been playing games since gaming has been around. They've liked games. Why do we need to make games specifically for? Well, okay, and on that token, what's a game for men?
That's a great question. Because I would say a game like Metroid is a game for men, and when people found out that Samus Aran was a woman, I don't know anyone who said, "Oh, I don't like this game anymore because Samus is a woman." People either didn't care or thought it was cool.
You know what? I'm going to say this. If Metroid were to come out nowadays, if it was a brand new game, and at the end it was revealed that Samus was a woman, people either be praising it as a great thing of, gender equality, or it'd be sexist somehow. That's what would happen. Before, we were like, hey, Samus is a woman.
Actually,
that's cool.
What happened with, see, it's funny if we bring this up, because in Smash Brothers, of all games, Smash Brothers, Zero Suit Samus, because they separated Samus. They made her into Samus when she's in a suit, and they made it Zero Suit Samus. Zero Suit Samus was accused of being sexist because her space boots looked too much like high heels, and that was...
oh my
you guys
God.
are laughing. I'm not making this up. You can.
He's not making it up. That's why I'm shaking my head. He's 100% right about that.
All of this happened, and even Nintendo was kind of like, they're like it's like the reason it's a high heels because they have I forgot the name of the engine that's in them. Basically, when she jumps, it's like an engine that shoots flames on her so she can jump higher. It's not a high heel like she's a stripper. The woman is fully clothed. Like she's not wearing a bathing suit or anything. She's wearing a full body suit. She's fully clothed. Like, what are you talking? Shoes? So if a woman is barefoot in the game, oh my God, you must lose your mind. Like
Yeah, I do. I know. So it happened already. Because I'm like, yo, is that what would happen with Metroid? It'll be controversy. Yup, it already happened. You have a woman. The only part of her head, her body that's showing is her fucking head. Everything else is fully covered. No, it's all about her shoes. I think people are looking for things to complain about now. Like, okay, and I'm going to bring this up, and I hate to plug my shit, but I have to. When Dorian for Dragon Age came out, when they announced that he was gay, I was like, I'm like, this dude's from Tevinter Imperium. This is cool. No one talked about that. They talked about how he was gay. So I had to write an editorial about it to debunk it. I'm like, why aren't we talking about the fact that this guy comes from a really cool place in the Dragon Age universe that we've hinted at, but we've never seen? That's fucking cool to me. No, we got to talk about that. The fact that he's gay. Who the fuck cares?
That's basically what we said when the news came out. I was like, I don't care that there's a gay character in the game. Why not just focus on what he adds to the story or how cool he is?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, look how gay he looks because he's dressed fancy. He's like, he's fucking rich. Of course he's gonna like that. I'm pretty sure every other mate from Tevinter looks exactly like him too, gay or straight. They're trying to nitpick every single little thing just to complain about it and make themselves feel relevant. I think that's what it really is. They want to seem more important. Did it cut off again when I was going off on my rant?
No, we heard you. I don't know. And I already know what's going to happen.
It's really
if those people who make these comments hear this, I'm going to be attacked, and I'm fine with it. I'm tired.
You'll be too busy playing games, man. Fuck that.
Yo, you said everything I wanted to say, man, so thanks for that.
For real.
Yeah. That's right. Excellent. Well, on that note, that concludes all of our topics. I don't know if you guys had any closing statements that you would like to make.
Did you want to mention, did anybody have an opinion on Crytek losing more people?
Actually, you
I
know
did want
what?
to ask
I'm
about
glad you brought this up because I completely didn't think about that. But yeah, I believe, and I said this in the chat earlier. I believe the Crytek may not be anymore by next year because they not only did they lose the producer of the was it Homefront 2, the Homefront game that's coming out next year,
Yeah, Home
but
Front
they also
Revolution.
lost the producer of Crisis 3 and Rise. So now you really have to wonder what's going to happen with this company moving forward.
that.
Um,
And the whole allegation about them going bankrupt that apparently was not true. You got to wonder, was there a little bit of truth in there? Like, are they headed in that direction, or something like that?
but actually, I do believe that is true because they had people that were leaving. They talk about they wasn't getting paid. They was taking a long time to pay people, and some people left to get other jobs. So I do believe some of that is true because I don't believe that a producer on a game will just straight up leave the game. Especially if this is an idea that the producer had, and they feel passionate about it. I think them leaving though, that says something. I
Yeah,
don't know whether it was the direction changed or whatever, but it's not good.
yeah,
Um,
and that's sad because like the Crisis games were never something that appealed to me greatly, but just because I didn't play them doesn't mean that I didn't have a respect for what they offered because they were a very different type of first-person shooter. They weren't regurgitating the same thing that these other games are putting out. So the fact that we may lose this company, it kind of sucks. And I was looking forward to the Homefront game a little bit just to see how they went about the open world guerrilla warfare. And if we end up not getting that, that will be truly disappointing.
well, I will say one thing, and this was alluded to when there was, all these rumors started going out about them being in trouble. Deep Silver has their eye on them. They are monitoring what happens with that Homefront game, so they may very well pick that up and publish that under their umbrella. So
Okay.
uh, it's still a possibility, but I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know how the game is going to go forward because they didn't talk about who the new producer is or anything like that. So not sure, but it's not good because that game was just announced at E3. So it's like, well, what the hell is going to happen now?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And as for Rise, granted, a lot of people didn't like Rise. They said, the game is
Shoot, I
horrible,
like it.
whatever.
I don't understand the people hating that game at all. I like it.
Okay, well, you know what? You and I are going to become best friends because I liked it too. Um, I enjoyed the game. That's why I didn't understand why there was some repetitive stuff in there, but still, I enjoyed what they were doing with the game from beginning to end. So that's why I didn't understand why it just got such negative reviews. Because what I noticed is that when these systems came out, it seems like I don't know if it was just me. Like every game that came out on these systems, the reviewers on these other sites just trashing the games,
Yeah.
like making it sound like Knack, a game which I have not played, but I know it appeals to the kid market. There's no way that game could be as horrible as these reviews are saying it is.
I've played Knack. That game
Oh,
is not for kids. It is
oh, it's
too
not.
difficult.
Oh,
Yeah. Here's the thing: it's not for kids because it's too freaking difficult. It's like what's this game for, man? That game is a glorified.
A glorified Nintendo game.
whoa!
I'm gonna need you to stop hating, Gary.
That was harsh. That was
Yo,
harsh.
man, Gary and Mike just need to go at it one good time.
Man, all that damn Nintendo hate over there.
Yeah, terrible. Don't talk about Nintendo. You got a 3DS, Gary, so you talk a lot of trash for somebody that got a 3DS.
Oh yeah, I love my
And love
3DS.
it too. Oh, I think I'm going to be buying one. I think I'm going to be joining the 3DS army, man.
Hey,
Uh,
might as well.
Dude,
Come on
if you
over.
love
Like,
if you love JRPG, get a fucking 3DS, man.
Might as well,
yeah,
dude.
that's exactly why I want one because I don't have enough JRPGs to play. So
Right.
I'm going to get a 3DS.
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say on the Crytek closing. Personally, whenever I hear a company is closing, or I mean not closing, sorry, the Crytek employees, people losing their jobs. Whenever I hear jobs being lost in gaming, it hurts. Like it hurts me personally, just because I know how hard it is to get a job in gaming. I know how hard these dudes work to keep it, and for them to lose it like that is it's disheartening, really. to me, because that's the industry I want to be in, and just because I understand those people worked their asses to get there, and if Crytek itself goes too, that's a huge blow to gaming. Like, I don't see that as a positive thing at all. So it's sad to me.
Somebody needs to pick them up, make some offers. Whatever happened with Sega? Is Sega still out there floating around looking for somebody to purchase them, or what's the deal with that?
I think Sega is okay. I don't think they need to be purchased right now. Like, they make money from the Nintendo Sonic and Mario Olympic games. I don't know who's buying that, but they make tons of money off of it. So I hope Sega can't go. Sega can't completely. No, Sega needs to stay the way they are now. I can't afford. I can't deal with them being any less than they are right now. I don't want them being delegated to other companies, because those companies aren't going to really treasure the IPs they've established or their long history. So.
Yeah, well, I hope nothing happens to Sega, because the Alien Isolation game looks great. So
yes, it does.
I hope nothing happens to them. But if something happened to them, let it happen after that game comes out.
I agree. I can't wait to live stream Alien Isolation so y'all can hear me scream like a little girl, man.
Yeah, that game is dope, man. I can't wait for that one.
That was
Definitely.
I can't think of anything else.
We'll see what happens. Pretty sure there'll be a lot more to talk about as far as these companies moving forward before the year is over. So we'll see. But I think that concludes our show for this week. Does anybody have any closing statements? We can start. Whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, well, I didn't really get to have my say about the Wii U topic.
Wait a second.
We don't need to hear your say, Gary. There's gonna be hate. You know that. You know all you're gonna have to say is hate.
No, I'm not actually gonna hate. Like, I know I troll sometimes when it comes to Nintendo, but I'm actually proud that they're selling. The sales have picked up and stuff, because even though I'm not really into a lot of their games, like their E3 showing was impressive, and like you say, I am into my JRPGs and stuff and Japanese games, and they're one of the best companies for that right now, especially on the 3DS. So it's good that they're doing well, because we could always do with more competition in the gaming industry, just to improve all companies and stuff. And I mean, I might actually get a Wii U, because like the thing is, I have a really busy schedule nowadays. So like the fact that there's only one good game every 4 months, that might tie in with my schedule, because then it will be 4 months before I get to play a game. So that's all I got to say.
That's harsh. That ending part was pretty harsh. Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone in the world knows who Gary is. I don't know. Some people are just beyond help, man. Some people are just beyond help. Gary's my boy, but man, it's like I don't know if he needs an intervention or what, but I need to find a way to wake him up. It's like he's sleepwalking through life. He doesn't realize it.
I'll go next, I guess. Final word for me is just be sure to check out the Knights of the Turntable podcast that I'm very honored to host with the Coalition. We just did the second episode, and it is up right now.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely. We want to get some comments and see what people think, and throw out some questions we want that everyone wants us to answer also.
Oh yeah, and Mike, there's no 50 Cent on that podcast, so you might like it.
Okay, then that's already an improvement for me. I'll be there.
Man. I made it a rule that we had to limit the 50 Cent stuff on there, man.
Okay, good.
All right. How about you, Tony? Any closing remarks, shout outs, etc.?
I don't hear Tony saying anything.
He's just blinding us with the
drama. Forget all the play your goddamn games. That's my closing comment.
Oh, there you go. I can respect that.
All right, Mike, relay yours.
My closing comment. Just gonna say thanks to you guys for having me on here again. Thanks for whoever went and got the topics for this week. Good job on that. And And thanks to all the people giving me feedback on stuff and then that I'm trying to do in my career, and just game, man. Like, have fun, man, or at least be entertained. Do just if you've not turned your console on today, go do so now. When you're about to read when you're reading this, when you're watching this podcast, listening to it, and you feel the urge to type something angrily in the comment section, stop and go turn on your PlayStation or your Xbox or whatever it is and go game. And then after you game for an hour or two, then come back. And if that hate is still in your heart, then let it out, bro. But go game. Man, Jesus Christ, so many people. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining. I would like to thank Tony for joining us, Michael A., Charles, Gary, of course, and thank the listeners, you guys for listening, you guys for watching. Stay tuned. We got some very exciting things coming in the future. So hope everybody take it easy. We'll talk to you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Later.